how the bloody hell are you, Mr. Richard Downey, aka founder of PC Shed?
I'm back again.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good, glad to hear it.
I've just completed my HND, so I'm quite happy.
Yes, we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Yes.
But for those that have been watching the stream podcast, unfortunately, Andrew, aka AJ Atomica, cannot be with us tonight. He's got other engagements, but Richard decided to join us to fill the podcast in his shoes, and quite appropriate because he's just finished a 2-year journey, which we'll go into a little bit more on that, and quite a few things to talk about. But AJ Atomica left us with a bit of a debate because he's doing a video for his channel, and for those that don't know his channel, go AJ Atomica on YouTube and check him out. And he's doing a video, I believe, in regards to the pros and cons of console and PC gaming, which is quite an interesting topic. Now, we'll come back to that a little bit later on, but I just want to catch up very quickly with Richard, because you're up north, and back in Morecambe Bay. Hey, enjoying the sunshine?
To a degree, it's nice, but there's like it can get too hot, and then it's just like baking alive. It's not. I don't do heat. I grew up in the north, where it's freezing and rains every day, and then when the sun comes out, you get like 3 hours of sunshine. At which point, all the barbecues come out, all the sun lounges come out, and then it's quite a comical thing actually when you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. But other than that, it's been all right. We've been to the beach. I'm the only idiot to turn up to a beach not prepared and go on the beach in jeans and shoes and a t-shirt because I'm an idiot. Because that's what happens in my land.
Even I'm on shorts. And why can't I hear myself? There we go. So I'm not shouting, just getting feedback. Like today, I just finished work. I'm off for a week, which is nice, and I'm not getting it. It was boiling at Bentley Motors. So when we came out, I was just drenched. So I've been running around, helping my mum out with a few things, but we'll cover that later on. Yeah, it's Portuguese weather. This. Portuguese weather needs to bugger off.
I just can't deal with it. Even the missus is just like dying because of the heat. I mean, today it's been up to 27 degrees.
Right.
At some points with hardly any breeze.
Yeah.
So it's like sticking your head in an oven and topping yourself.
Right. Do us a favour, just move your webcam slightly up because I'm chopping the top of your head up.
Oh, right, okay.
Just a little. There you go.
Well,
there
I'll
you
do.
go. Yeah.
Right. As long as you can hear. I've had a look to see if it's okay. It seems okay. So.
Right. I'm just going to share it that we're live. I haven't advertised anything, so.
That's stuff in it. Life.
Hey. Right.
I'm just sharing it and putting watch it.
Watch it.
With the happy face.
No, I tell you what, it's been an interesting week, that's for sure. But
yes, it has.
Right, tweet that. Lovely. That's a bit of housekeeping done. So, if AJ, if you're watching, sorry you can't be here. Enjoy your venture. So
I was quite shocked that he forgot about this particular thing.
Yeah, because it's something that you normally do. You know, you right. We'll go and do this. Oh no, I've got to be there.
No.
Alright, I'm getting a message saying video output low.
Video output low?
Yeah, do you want to just check the actual feed on video?
The missus.
Because it's for first time, it's actually showing red.
Sound okay?
Yeah, seems fine.
Video quality. Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Yeah, I've got the okay from the boss, so that's everything's good.
All right then. All right.
She's upstairs watching it with Sarah for no reason, so she keeps out of the way.
Just try to keep tabs on you and make sure you don't say anything
No,
inappropriate.
She's just like, I can't stay in here while you're on there,
Yeah.
just in case I need to move. So.
Well, you'll be glad to know. I've been rounding up gear to sell because I'm selling up, and some stuff has arrived. Both.
Oh. Yes.
Max's Formula motherboard.
Have you got some like guy that just shoplifts over things? It's just oh my god, you got that one.
Yeah, that is a beast of a motherboard, and I've got it for the cracking price. And so the tally at the moment to shift, I've got 3 Hall of Fame's 1080 GTXs, 2 EVGA classifieds, and now I've got 2 behemoth MSI water-cooled Look at the size of that.
That's epic. Which one's that one?
This is the 1080 GTX with the EK water block. The MSI Hawk X.
That's a hell of a water block.
That is behemoth.
That's like proper.
Nickel with perspex. With
yeah.
Nice sexy backplate. It's got a bit of a drag in there. I don't know if you can see that. Right, but yeah. So I was tallying up all the stuff, and at this moment in time, I've got enough frigging gear to build about 7 PCs in every platform. You ready? Right. So Z97.
Yeah.
With a 4790K.
And you have an X99 with a
Z170 with a 6700K.
Z270 with a 7700K.
270 with a 7700K.
Yeah.
A X99 threefold, 3 modes that I got, and a 5690X. Also got the X79 with the 3960X, and I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of gear, and I need to shift it all because it's the longer I have it, the longer I will end up doing a bill for myself, and I don't want to do that.
The disease sets in.
No. So I've got this week off, and luckily eBay is doing a 4-day sale that all listings on eBay only cost £1 no matter what you sell, which is great.
Oh, that's quite
cool. If anybody wants any gear, that's what I'll be selling it, and on Gumtree as well. But there you go. So, should we jump into the main topic today?
Yes.
Right. The topic is, and I already pre-warned everybody, I said Richard's back with his console gamers, I apologise in advance. That is the title of the Tech Talk number 8. So, Andrew wants to know the pros and cons of console versus PC. Now, as you are a clear PC side, I'll concentrate on the console side. Okay. Right? So, pros and cons of a PC gamer. Okay, sell it to the people.
Well, it's a console.
Hold on. Sell it to the people who's sitting here watching you, who's a console. What can you say to convince them the pros and cons to go to PC gaming? Go.
Well, for starters, buying a console initially has a
No. You're a PC, right? Forget about the console. You need to tell the pros and cons of PC gaming.
Oh, PC gaming instead of console.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
PC gaming is just better on every level. It gives you a opportunity to experience a number of different platforms of gaming, and at the same time have a tool to do other tasks in general life, like office work or even video editing if you're into that. You're paying to have a tool that can do a number of different things and introduce yourself to a number of different levels of skill, if you like. You're not conned into buying endless amounts of DLC along with subscriptions and stuff.
Wow,
you can. There is some going around. Yes, there is, but how else are they supposed to make money? You're paying for something that you can upgrade. You can get a pretty decent gaming computer, especially now all the graphics card stuff's happened.
Yeah.
Decently cheap. Pick a GTX 970 up for £150. If you want to do it on a deep, you want to build a whole bloody system for £500, the cost of a console.
Okay. What's the so that's the pros. What's the cons of a PC gaming?
The cons of PC gaming are that. And this is my pet hate, they are separate platforms with regards to Steam, Origin, Uplay. They're all like different stalls.
Yeah.
And you're always buying them, and they're not in like one freaking library. It's not one place where you buy everything and it sticks it in one place.
Mm-hmm.
They're all individual installs of this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
The other things are the fact that you have to be computer literate to understand what you're installing, how you're installing it, where it is, who you're signing up for. You know, all the things with using a computer in general, anyway. But you have to be like geekified if you want to put it on a level. You can't just stick Tom, Dick, and it's like my missus plays the computer. She knows how to launch the game and play the game.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the install and everything, I've done all that.
Right.
And the signing up, I've done all that. So she literally can go on, launch Tomb Raider, and play Tomb Raider on the Titan X Pascal.
You had to drop that in it, didn't you? You just had to drop that in it. I'm glad that he mentioned that because Andrew did mention, bear with me, I'm just going to check on the messages. He did send me a request to ask you, bear with me, oh god, whenever you're ready. Do you ever notice Facebook seems to be running a lot slower?
No, I think it's just you getting old.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I know what he's on about. No. All right. Okay, we'll come back to that a little bit later on. All right. Okay. So, is there any more cons in regards to PCs about installing and different platforms for buying games and libraries?
Cons, I would probably say that drivers.
Okay.
If you're with AMD, no freaking hope of anything ever happening in life. with NVIDIA, it's more
excuse me,
1,000 drivers.
Do excuse me, viewers. Can I just interrupt and say that that's an opinion shared by Richard. I am like Switzerland neutral. You can tell these are a big Intel fan. I love them both sides. Carry on.
I'm going to add that the latest thing that's been bugging me to death is NVIDIA's want to release every driver to control everything and not test it.
Yeah.
So you install it and then shit just happens for no reason. And it literally is getting irritating.
Yeah.
Every time the NVIDIA thing comes at the bottom and says there's a driver update, I'm like, oh, do I install it? Oh! Sometimes it works. Sometimes the exact same driver will not work on ATI compared to this one.
Yeah.
But like that, along with there are little things, lots of little things. I mean, if you're a geek in life, you know how to take a driver back to its previous generation and install it again and get everything going, because you know how that computer works because you built it yourself, or
Yeah.
you bought a pre-built, but you know what's in it.
Yeah.
To some
Agree.
degree, you
Agree.
just haven't had enough money to maybe build it yourself because it's a lot of money. I mean, this thing, bar the bloody graphics card, is about 700 quid. With the graphics card, it's about 1,800 quid. You know,
Yeah.
sat here.
Yeah.
And then that's just the tower with the shit in it. It's not the monitor
Yeah.
with the stupid hertz.
So would you say cost is a bit of a con when it comes to PC gaming versus console then? Because you did state
Yeah,
that for 500 quid you can get a PC. Now
I would say that to a degree,
Right.
because with regards to the cost of buying a console,
yeah.
you are not just tied into a, say, £400 console.
Mm-hmm.
You're tied into it's like with the Xbox One S that I bought Sarah.
Yeah.
She has that. I've got the Microsoft account.
You have to pay a monthly subscription on that.
Yeah, for the Xbox Live.
Wow, okay.
We bought a couple of games. It's weirdly tied into the single platform that Windows has, and I can access the games on the Microsoft account on the computer.
Oh, the cross-platforms thing, yeah.
That is something that I do not want to happen in any. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you can play the game on the computer, say Gears of War 4, for instance,
Yeah.
and get so far through.
Yeah.
But you can then go and play it on the Xbox in like horrendous frames and horrendous quality.
Well, each to their own.
But you're at the same point, it's like, well, if you've got the equipment to play it on a bloody computer, why are you using it on an Xbox? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then the other thing that annoys me is the mentality of the console universe being those middle-aged men that don't have computers and they just have a little toy console.
Okay.
And they don't have the knowledge to understand
Okay. Well,
advantages out of having a computer.
all right, I think you kind of gave quite a lot. So, Andrew, if you're watching this, I hope that's enough of material for you. Right. So the pros and cons. I think you covered quite a wide aspect of things. For me, the pros and cons of a console gamer. Now, pros. It's probably one of the easiest ways to get into gaming. You can buy multiple versions of a console. That is probably the cheapest way of doing it. On the olden days, you had multiple organizations providing consoles. And nowadays, you're virtually down to 3. The 2 big ones, which is the Xbox, Sony PlayStation, and Nintendo. On the olden days, you had at least 10 different makers of consoles, and that's what appealed to a wide range of people because it was cheap and easy to get into gaming.
Back then, the console market generation thing was completely different.
Oh yes, yeah, I totally understand. I'm just giving from a perspective of somebody who never played games before. Getting a console is probably one of the easiest ways of getting into gaming, because you already have a television. You can just plug it into your television. You want to play games with your friends, either on the couch or online. It's an easy platform it's all set up pretty much.
I
did not interrupted you.
No. I'm putting a point across because it's correct.
Okay.
Right. I said to Andy the other day, because he was asking me about it, I was like, the difference between consoles now and the difference between consoles, say, the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2,
Yeah.
with the fact that they weren't online. And as soon as they've switched over into the online, like the PlayStation 3 onwards with the Xbox One, and even I don't know if it was the Xbox, the original one.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but virtually back to the Dreamcast, even way back, there was online services. It just wasn't widely adopted because the internet was crap. The speed of the internet, I remember my 26.6 modem. And then I went to the 56 4K. And then we had, the first time we had a megabyte broadband internet. So totally agree with you there.
The other advantage of having a computer.
Oh, we will go back to you, are we? Okay.
Right. And having enough money to actually buy decent components. Is that you can use it for other aspects.
Yeah, you already mentioned that.
With the folding side of things.
Yeah.
You can fold on a PlayStation 4, but it'll be like, I don't know, hotter than the center of the earth with the AMD chip that's in there.
Yeah, I think you made the point that you can do a lot more with a PC.
Well,
Now, when it comes to consoles, personally, some of the pros is that you have a platform where you can just plug and play. That's how it used to be. Nowadays, every time you get a game by disc or download it, you have to update it. Pretty much, you're facing the issues that PC gamers have been facing for years.
Yeah.
Some of the cons, personally, what I think is there's some fantastic games out there, and unfortunately, the game developers, because of the wider spec of the market share, is consoles. So they will port or they will develop games for consoles, and the quality, because of the power, the graphics capabilities of any console, it's not even on par with a PC. So there's no even debate there. So you are getting a lesser gaming experience than if you were to play the same game on a PC. That's what I see. Secondly, the big horse or the big elephant in the room is frames per second. If you're playing on a console, on a TV, your TV, either if it's HD, 4K, it will have a set refresh rate. Okay, and frames per second. The console's only now with the Scorpio virtually saying that it's natively 4K, and probably 60 frames a second. So that, for me, that's a negative, because it's impacting on the actual gaming experience. The other thing is, I don't believe, on the olden days, you buy a console, you buy a game, the game is done. The game is done. It's ready to play. There's no need to update it. There's no need for fix bugs. And that's one of the biggest things that I've been noticing. Games are released too soon to meet deadlines by big game developers like EA, biggest corporate. And people go, and there's glitches, and there's all sorts. And then they have to get updates, and it just ruins the experience. Where before, game's complete, play, done.
I would say that with the console thing as well, from experience from my friend with the PlayStation 4, he plays a lot of a popular game called Destiny. And one of the problems that they have a lot of issues with their particular servers.
Yeah.
Because they're so overwhelmed with all these freaking, and
that's unfortunately some of the game developers. I mean, EA is a perfect example. That firstly, we're not allowed to have third-party servers. So on a pass, people like there's a YouTuber, Angry Joe Show, fantastic channel. He's got a massive following of gamers, and he streams on Twitch. And he actually has his own service for certain games. And I remember when Star Wars Battlefront came out, and he was so pissed off because the reliability of the service was crap. And that applies for consoles and PCs. So at the end of the day, the way I see it is, if you're young and you want to get into gaming in 2017, three things. One is cost. Two is what peripherals you already have, okay, and is it going to be a solo engagement, so people are like campaign, strategy, or multiplayer, all right? Those are the main three things. When it comes to games, there's no comparison. PC has humongous amount of titles. You can't even compare the variety. while consoles have a more selected, a smaller amount of titles. Now, when you go into the high street stores, you will see huge Xbox, huge PS4, PC has disappeared because PC, again, I know it's your side, it's mainly digital downloads now, right?
Yes.
So, for a young kid, you know, when I had my first console, I think I was like 13, 14.
I remember playing on a Sega Mega Drive back in the day.
That was one of my consoles, and at that, you know, if you were at that age and you were considering getting a console, and you've virtually got choice of two, really, if you think about it. I do like the Nintendo.
I tell you what I do like.
Oh, okay.
Tell you what I do like. I like the Switch.
Yeah, I was just about to
I
say.
have seen a number of people with those, and because of Nintendo's platform that they're on, with the games that they have available, with Mario and Zelda and whatever,
the old classics.
They're like, it's a proper awesome.
But here's the thing: what's different between Nintendo, okay, and Xbox and Sony PlayStation, right? Out of those three, one main business since history has been games, and that's Nintendo, providing entertainment for families. That's why the Wii was a huge success, because it appealed to so many, even though that after a while it's just, you know.
Yeah, it died.
But they sold millions. You know, I still remember the Switch, you know, it's, you know, with the controls and everything portable. You know, you look in 2017, kids, you know, going out, they always have some sort of an iPad or a game console or whatever. Nintendo DS, Nintendo.
The PSP, I had the original one.
Yeah.
When it first came out, and it was bloody fantastic. Discs in the back, you could play your Need for Speed or whatever else, and get on the internet via YouTube.
So
whatever.
That on that side for family engagement, consoles definitely. If you want to experience the best gaming experience across a variety of platforms, then PC gaming is the way forward. Now, if I had to put a bet for the future, cloud gaming is going to be the biggest thing. Okay, for people that would like to go into PC but don't have a huge, powerful PC, don't want to go to consoles, but they still want to have access to all those titles, cloud gaming is going to be the big one. So there you go. That is my view.
I think cloud gaming is going to be one of those. Because I think it's going to be down to how they price it with regards to subscriptions.
Well, Nvidia, they already virtually have that 20 hours gameplay, X amount per month, whatever. But there's other services popping up with less lag. That's the biggest thing. For people that play competitively multiplayer, you know, FPS games, lag is like the evil of shooting games. You know, it's like, that's why that, you know, it goes back to the debate of a TN panel, you know, with a high refresh rate with 1 millisecond, or a beautiful looking IPS panel at 60 FPS.
Little bit of a con that comes with a computer.
Oh, here we go. Go on. Richard saying.
When you learn about computers, you open up your scope from things not just being things anymore.
Right.
I.e., a 1080p panel that you pick up for 50 quid at the shop with an HDMI lead in the back, plug her in, you play your games, and you're quite happy.
Yep.
But then you begin to notice things like Ace Predator, you know? Or like you know, all the shiny things, and then you start going, well, what's the difference between this and this? So you ask on forums or whatever, and then you're into dangerous territory because you're into like, oh, but you should get like 1440p monitor, and it has like 165.
Here's the biggest thing here's the biggest thing that I have. I started my life in gaming through a console. I had nobody to teach me about computers. I virtually got one second hand, took it apart, and virtually learned. And my first build that I had was with a AMD processor, dual core, which I still have to this day. And then I went to a Pentium 4, and you know, switching back. Here's the biggest thing: both sides, either a console gamer or a PC gamer, the communities are toxic, right?
Sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
And what I mean by that, if you're a PC gamer and you say something in a console gamer forum, you get ripped to shreds. You know, it's like a fucking donkey. You even if you state the obvious, vice versa. If you are a console gamer and you're asking just a decent, honest question in regards to PC gaming, they get ripped to shreds, and I hate that. You made a great point when it comes to monitors, right? Because for gaming, the current standard, you know, on the Steam survey, there's more people playing at 720p. There's the majority of people. You got to think, not everybody can afford a 4K living behemoth.
You get idiots like me, right? Idiots like me.
You said it, not me.
Things, like buy X99 rig that's now decommissioned, but have 980 Ti in it, but then think, oh, let's see what happens when you hook it up to a 17-inch Dell monitor and play games on it, right? And an aspect ratio of like 4:3, that'll do, right? So you get insane frame rates, and it's absolutely epic. You're just like this is like going back 10 years ago. It's just like, this is really retro now.
I can't imagine the lag.
But like, people can't afford that 980 Ti to drive that singular stupid little Dell panel.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking expensive.
It's cost. Right, so this is the biggest thing, right? So I think we kind of covered most of it. But once you start, and it's good that this week is quite a big important week for you, and I know it's been a long journey, but roll back 2 years ago. Right? I can't believe it's almost... Yeah,
I know. It's like I've aged.
Roll back 2 years when we had this discussion about this. You came up with this idea for this channel, and with the purpose of, one, helping you doing your course, yeah, and learn and log your way through it.
Yes.
And I'll just like to say to everybody, I'm not going to kiss your ass, but I am really proud of Richard, because it's been a hell of a 2-year journey, and he's just finished, and he's got his HND, which is Higher National Diploma in
Computer Systems and Development.
Right. So
which consists of all the hardware stuff and
from the
all the
2 years ago to what you knew about computers, not just the theory, but the actual practice, the actual building, the actual understanding, components to what.
2 years ago, other than watching you, like, having had builds in the past, probably zero.
And then who introduced you to J2 Sense?
You.
And Linus Tech Tips. Yeah. So this is the advantage for people in this era that wants to learn about PCs, not just the gaming side, but the aspects. You just finish a 2-year course, and you know you're qualified, which is fantastic. I'm really proud of you, and I hope that this opens many doors for you. But for people that maybe don't have the opportunity to go to college and do the same thing, you know, the internet is massive, of thousands upon thousands of people who you can learn from. And I'm just happy that I've been able to share some of the experiences I had, which is self-taught. Nobody taught me. I've learned this by trial and error. Oh, no, that doesn't
like
work.
At the start
this
of
works.
the course, I had to learn before I was like, I need to learn. Crash course immediately, straight away. How do you build a computer? So it's like, build a computer, buy crazy parts, build it, learn. And then since then, I think I've built 7, 8.
Can I just say, it's quite funny when we were talking about the pros and cons. They did mention you can get a decent PC for 500 quid. And if I remember correctly, 2 years ago, when you came up to me and said you needed a gaming PC, and the bill that I came up with was around the £500 mark, and we ended up spending, after you bought a motherboard, X99 motherboard, spending over 4.5 times that.
It was pretty crazy.
That wasn't my idea. Even then, I said, you can get everything that you need: 1080p gaming, decent frames, monitor.
I'm learning about. See, this is the dangerous part in life in computers. With the 1080p screens,
Yeah.
I didn't know about this other stuff until I started to learn about money.
Learn about money. You like spending money.
And then it jumps up to 1440p. Yeah, it's all very well. And there's been people on forums asking about it.
Yeah.
Should I get this? Should I get that? And I'm like, well, just get yourself a 1080p monitor. The cost difference between a 1080p monitor, especially second-hand monitor, because all my monitors are second-hand.
Yeah.
All of them, apart from this second-hand. Apart from this 100 quid Samsung 24-inch that is here, that is an absolute piece of shit. But and I would never ever buy another Samsung.
Yeah, and most of the gear you bought it from frigging me for knockout foreigners discount prices, including the 27-inch Asus 1080p frigging monitor that virtually I had delivered on the first day. He popped in. I said, "Ooh, that will go nicely on it. I'll buy that. How much? I don't even know. Oh god, yeah.
What's offered for something in the region of was it 150 or something?
To buy new? I don't know.
I
can't remember.
I bought it.
But yeah. It was a steal. You had it for a steal. That's all I can say. But yeah. Richard does have the knack of getting good deals out of me for don't know, maybe I don't know. I just I can't even be bothered to batter. So just give me that and that's fine. Just both. But when it comes to monitors, the reason people want to get into gaming, PC gaming, and monitors become important.
Yes.
Is like you said, you start learning about computers. You start learning about the quality of your gaming experience is not just your computer, but the actual panel that you actually seeing with your eyes. And a 1080p monitor, nothing wrong with it. A TN panel, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Now, TN, IPS, VA, whatever you want to call it, a TN panel for a proper competitive gamer, it's got fastest minimum delay, 1 ms. You can get a 144 hertz monitor, 165. I mean, there's monitors that 240 hertz monitors, TN panels at 1080p.
Yeah, they also come with a nice up the.
No, TN panels are cheaper than IPS. IPS panels, which you can get at 1080p as well, 1440p. The quality is better, but the sacrifices of that input lag. So normally about 5 to 6 milliseconds. Then you go to 4K. Then the lag, the refresh rate is capped at 60 until this year. It will be the first ever 4K 144 hertz monitor that's coming out later on this year.
I really want them to make a 4K ultra wide monitor. That's what needs to happen.
They already exist. What are you on about?
Well, do they? Are you sure?
I think so.
Ultra wide.
Ultra wide, 35-inch, my friend, curved and everything.
I look because I know there's a Predator, but I'm sure it's not 4K. I'm sure it's
4K monitor, my friend. 4K monitor, mate.
Because the 4K. I'm going to look this up.
God, you need to do research. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to your gaming experience, the frames and refresh rates, if you don't have the graphics card power to power up a 144 hertz monitor, you're not going to see the benefits. That's why I've got a Korean 1440p IPS monitor that I got second hand, and I've got a DGM 27-inch IPS 2560 by 4040p. Both are 60 hertz, and the reason I've got a 980 Ti. Cap it.
There's nothing wrong with a 980 Ti.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I've got the graphics card that will support this resolution at 60 frames a second. Now, if I wanted a higher refresh rate, say a 120, 144 or 165 hertz, I wouldn't get an IPS monitor because I know this graphics card won't be able to handle that. Okay, so you would jump off to the 1080, GTX. Okay, the card that does everything at the moment is the 1080 Ti, but there's a huge price tag for it. So
yeah, but for general Tom, Dick, and Harry, they haven't got a lot of money.
No, 1080p.
And they've had like a computer donated to them with maybe a 660 Ti or something in it, and they've got like a £20 monitor that they picked up at the local CEX.
Yeah.
And they go and play Counter-Strike.
So
and they're quite happy playing Counter-Strike.
Right, I've been a member of Tokawiki app on overclockers.co.uk. One of the biggest questions that I get asked is, I want to play modern games with everything on Ultra. What monitor do you suggest? First question, what GPU have you got?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? Because that will dictate. Right? So, if you want to play everything maxed out, which by the way you don't have to, there's certain settings that doesn't really make a big difference.
I just need to say something to humour my life.
Oh, go on.
I sometimes run the Titan on ultra low just to get the kicks. And
see, that doesn't make sense. What's your refresh rate of your monitor?
My refresh rate is 60 hertz on this one.
Okay, so when you drop the settings, what's your frames per second that you get on whatever game you're playing? Just for kicks.
Right, on the is it the Wildlands? Wait, what's the one I was on about where I drive the car down the hill on the other side?
It's Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Right. When I play that, on everything on Ultra on the Titan, I get about 140 frames per second.
And that's on a 1080p monitor?
That's on a 1080p monitor.
With a 60 refresh rate, 60 hertz refresh rate.
But in all honesty, before this Titan existed, it's a 7970 in there. Massive card. Heat beast, right? But I could play all of these games that I've been playing. I ran, is it called Juice or Juice X?
Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Yeah. I don't know why I say it like that. But
great game.
When I downloaded that game, I still had it running on the 7970, and it was still kicking out 40, 50 frames per second. You just literally dial it back a little bit into your high, medium high settings. And I'm telling you, there's not that much difference if you don't know what you're looking for. Like the whole shit just appearing in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you kick it back all the way. To low, and like everything just goes.
It's mostly bragging rights. I can play everything at ultra at 120, 144.
Exactly what it is.
Frames per second. Blah blah blah. Well, that doesn't mean nothing if your panel can only do 60. I had two 980 Ti's in SLI, and I had experienced tearing because my monitor. I was getting like 140 frames a second on Far Cry 4. Everything maxed out, and I was getting tearing and artifacts because my monitors were 60, but my graphics cards linked together can render double that easily. So I got rid of it because one, there was no need, and 60 is fine for me.
I mean, I would probably, my next upgrade on a monitor wouldn't be to go on the 3 setup. I do not need that in my life. Because I've tried it and it's a nuisance. Especially with 3 27-inch monitors on Mac.
It's not a nuisance if you use it for productivity like I do. If you think about it, for the last 2 years, who's done most of the editing and videos that we got on your channel?
Yes.
So having a secondary, I have two. Having a secondary for productivity is a huge help for streaming, for broadcasting, like what we're doing now.
Even when I've been doing my HND, it's like I can do assignment stuff on here, research on here.
But is it a need? That's the question. Is it a need, or is it a nice to have when it comes to gaming?
I think there's no need for it if you're just gaming.
Yeah.
Because I literally do not take advantage, Min, because it messes with my life. Those stupid, godforsaken, let's put it on all 3 monitors so you look like you're driving down the road kind of thing, where it stretches the whole thing. It then messes with the start bar. Everything wants to expand, like you open a browser or Google, it's across 3 monitors. And it's like, why are you in my life? Take it off, get rid of you. No, I've had this, and it really and
I got to admit,
I'm looking at one freaking monitor. I do not need you in my life.
Sorry to interrupt, but I did like the wallpaper engine that he had the wizard heads going like this. And that actually looked quite funny.
Wallpaper engine.
Yeah, wallpaper engine. Yeah, I've got that.
I literally I don't know how to use that. I'm trying to get that as that, but I actually remoted my computer at home on one monitor. I'd put it as YouTube on, casted it from YouTube onto the other thing, and I'd ripped the video and played the video. So I had 3 different sources, but it looked cool. So I was like, that's really awesome. I haven't quite figured out how to put it.
You do know with the wallpaper engine, you can virtually duplicate whatever video or image on any amount of screens on playback.
I bought it on Steam, but I don't know how to use it.
It's very easy. I actually set mine when my kids are about to an aquarium with live fish. So nice. they have like 2 aquariums. So it's a calming dinner time, calming. But yeah, if
no cost for cleaning.
Here's the thing: if I was to go into replacing my monitors, I would go back to a TN panel, and I would go to a higher refresh rate, because most likely I would have probably upgraded the current graphics card. Because the reason people go to IPS is the viewing angles. Okay, now I'm in front, so a TN panel does not bother me. The bleed light does not bother me on a TN panel. 4K isn't for me. I've got a 4K television. Okay, 4K gaming isn't for me because the hardware demand to have 60 frames a second minimum on 4K, everything maxed out. You need a minimum single card 1080 Ti or Titan XP or SLI or Crossfire something. Okay, and the cost just outweighs the pleasure. So for me, 4K isn't for me. That's a personal opinion. There's people out there that love 4K, won't go back. It's one of those that they say once you try it, you won't go back. I've tried it. It just isn't for me. Okay, I prefer to have a simple life.
I take the approach that if you have some money after you've built your rig for a nicer monitor, go and buy a nicer monitor.
Yeah.
But if you've got a really nice rig and you just want to be like a normal human being and just enjoy a bit of gaming, get yourself a 1080p panel, 21.5 inch, and spend 100 quid on it or less if you can. Get it second hand and just enjoy it. Then look later to a new monitor.
Yeah. Some of the prices on the monitors are pretty much equal to a mid-range PC. You know, like a 27-inch, like from Asus Predator or anything, or one of the IPS panels. There's one that's coming out, and the price, I think we spoke last podcast, is £1,800. £1,800 for a 4K monitor. For £1,800.
You can build a bloody rig with a Titan in it.
Too bloody right you can.
And I have one.
Right, I'm going to ask you very quickly. This was a message from Andrew. Richard, what is your thoughts in NVIDIA releasing the Titan XP, as you're an owner of the original Pascal Titan? And what's your thoughts of it?
Honestly,
Yeah,
don't care.
you don't care.
Don't care. I have a 12 gig, 12 GDDR5 video RAM thing that will be more and everything and never be used to its max in any possible freaking way. It's clocked really high. I get more than ample out of it. There is little difference between the Titan XP and the Titan X Pascal, other than a slightly faster memory and a slightly higher clock speed. But watching benchmarks on YouTube from each one, there is like sod all in it. So, in all honesty, if people want to whinge about the fact that
Oh, he's gone.
no, but like, I have one of these.
Right.
This is mine.
Okay.
I do not give a toss whether it's got a freaking P here or not. I own a Titan X. That's my bloody thought on it.
Okay. Fair enough. Last podcast we touched on this topic, and he asked the same question to me, except I don't own a Titan X. But I do own several NVIDIA graphics cards.
A lot of cards.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
a lot. You had about 4 Maxwell Titans at one point.
Yeah.
And I was just dithering along, going, why? Why can't I have one for free?
For free, yeah. What I mentioned was that I felt, from a perspective of somebody like yourself that bought a Titan X, knowing that it was the most powerful gaming graphics card.
Phenomenal. It's literally just like a rite of passage. It is. It is not free.
Bow to the Titan. Bow to the Titan.
No, this kind of power isn't bloody needed for a normal person just playing the odd game. It isn't needed. You can literally rock like what I do at home. 1080p still with my 980 Ti that I think I can probably pick up for what, 350 quid on eBay. That's a 6 gig card.
Yeah.
Most of which you won't bloody use. No. And if you're really that anal with spending that much money on a card, just turn it back a bit. Put it on high settings.
No, I think my point was that I would be really pissed off that if I spent that level of money on a graphics card and then the makers brought something that's inferior, in essence, the 1080 Ti, and beats it, and then just a couple of months later brings another Titan XP
but you have to accept
a higher cost, and that for me is like NVIDIA saying screw you to
This is the other con. This is the other con. Another con for a computer market. You have to accept that whatever you buy at any point in time will always be superseded by something going up yours later on, by whatever company it is, right?
Yeah.
It's about going, right, I've decided I want to buy this graphics card. Yes, it's a Titan X. At the time, it's the most powerful card.
Yeah.
Right? It's a nice card. Okay, a month later, NVIDIA's like, whatever, do this. Right? They're going to be doing exactly the same in a couple of months' time.
Yeah.
With
Volta.
So the cycle of bollocks and bullshit starts again. Yeah. But I will still have a 12 gig Titan X Pascal in my bloody Skylake PC. That, by the way, is my missus' PC. This is not my personal rig. I donated my first Titan to my
gentleman. She's a very lucky woman.
She bloody is. Swear to God.
Lovely. No,
I'm terrified of actually taking the Titan out of this thing and breaking it, so it's just stayed in there.
It's fine. It's covered by warranty. What are you on about? You got?
No.
Is it 2 years warranty? Or was just 1 year?
No. Look in the box of glory.
Typical Richard. Oh God! You just killed the people that were watching us with bashing the microphone.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, well they'll just have to deal with life.
Deal with life.
I haven't even opened this. I thought this was a CD. Right, it says Titan X.
So if you've literally just taken the card out of the box and just plonked it in.
Well, yeah.
Not done the research, not even looked at the material, the sexy box.
Dude, when I received this in the post, it was like a whole occasion when I opened it. Just cracked the seal. I don't know, actually. I don't know what the warranty is. It was saying this.
There should be a minimum 1 year anyway. So if you mess it up by just removing it, which I very much doubt that you will, you can always send it to... I actually don't know how... If there was an issue with the card, because you bought it directly from NVIDIA, the RMA will be directly to NVIDIA.
Yes.
Won't it?
Oh, then they wouldn't have it in stock and send me a Titan XP as a replacement. Good idea. Good idea. Let's see what you're doing now.
There you go. Well, they have to give you the equivalent of, which brings me to another point. I've been dealing with some of the questions in regards to graphics cards that have faults, but the makers don't make that specific card. So, as an example, because of the 10,000 series cards came out, the likes of the 980 Ti, most of the cards, they don't make them anymore. And there was a user asked the question. He said that he had a Asus Strix 980 Ti, had a fault with it, still under warranty, returned it, but because they didn't make the same card, they would give the equivalent in performance, which in this case would be a GTX 1070. Now his argument was, yes, the 1070 is on par performance, give or take, but my card is a custom PCB Strix, and you are offering a reference PCB box standard GTX 1070.
That's a fair enough argument, to be honest.
I think he's got a big valid point, but what most people don't read is the terms and conditions when you buy a frigging product and when you look at the RMA terms and conditions, because the manufacturers only have to provide the equal par or superseded in performance. So if they don't actually make the same type of card, model or higher, that's like the equivalent of me, you know, getting a GTX 1080 and then they don't make that anymore, and the only thing on par to that would be what?
980 Ti maybe.
No, that's going backwards. Now, what I'm saying is they would either give whatever's on par at that point or supersede it. So my question, my answer to him is that I can total valid point. I would versely say that yes, the GTX 1070 is on par in regards to performance, if not a little bit, smidget better. But because your original card was a custom PCB and it was a Strix model, they should have offered you the 1070 Strix model, not Strix. The box standard. See, for that, and that's customer service. Therefore, that I would say.
I think if you dealt with somebody like Overclockers or even Scan, probably more on the Overclockers side, they take those things into account, and they probably. But
you won't get an answer by just writing an email. You know, you need to talk to somebody.
No, you need to talk to them.
Okay, because you know, especially if it's like this, face to face, because then you can argue your point.
Well, you build up a rapport, don't you? I mean, you've been going there for years, so you know, like Tom, Dick, and Harry that work there.
Yeah, I was there last week and had this delivery from them. So 3 graphics cards and motherboard from Overclockers. You know, and guess what? Not new. All my stuff that I buy, never new. And that's why I can afford to buy stuff like this and sell them on. But anyway, that's enough of that.
You know, you've not sold kidney or anything, or...
Mate, I'm skint. I'm skint. That's why I'm selling up. I mean, I can't be sitting on all this gear. I mean,
it's too much.
I've been waiting for the right time, and the price has now gone up. The DDR RAM 3 and 4 price has gone up like stupid, so I can make a nice little profit on my kits.
You still have any Dominator stuff, the DDR3 or 4?
I've got DDR4, I've got Corsairs, Vengeance, DDR4, DDR3, I've got Kingston High, Predator. Yeah, I'm virtually been waiting and sitting on this like, oh my god, I can't sit on this, and there's like, okay.
I would like to add, outside of the selling thing, I bought this chair for my missus, It's a Vertigear. I think it's the S2000.
Yeah.
This is a very nice, very comfortable, and it's very well made. And I have no quibbles with it whatsoever.
And it's pink.
It looks freaking awesome in black and pink. It's like hot pink.
I didn't comment if it was bad. I said it's pink. You know, I've got a blue.
Chair.
See, I've got a blue. You've got an orange, which is the ties with the colours of our logo. All right. So now it's like, okay, we have to get pink in there as well, have we? You know.
Cool chair. But the thing is, we had like a really crappy chair, and I said to her, I'm like, I have one of the DX Racers at home because that is a fantastic chair as well, the Formula Series, and I'm just like, you need a really good chair. If you're going to sit at that computer, you need some back support, and you will notice over time that you will have a bad back, like you did with the, remember the old dining room table chair all them days ago.
Yeah.
You had a really bad back.
Yep. Yeah,
and then
I tell you what, I would never ever knowingly spend the amount of money that it costed to get these chairs. Now, for saving your back, absolutely, I would pay double. Just because comfort is there. I had the pleasure of sitting on one of the Premium's Noble chairs while I was at Overclockers, and my God, that's on a different level.
Really?
Because it's not the racing style. They've gone for luxury. It's you've got excellent. You've got phenomenally good. These are fantastic. It suits my needs. Especially now I've lost quite a fair bit of weight, so it's even better. And then the Noble pure leather, right? This is real leather. Oh, that's like elite, mate. It was like beautifully crafted. It's the memory foam in it. I was like, oh.
Compared to the DX Racer Formula Series, which is more like it's a fake leather. They're all bloody fake. I don't know if this one even is, but it's got more of a texture on it. Like a car seat.
Yeah, well, that's what it's based on. That was the trend, but Noble. They've virtually gone their own direction, and I think it's the right direction to go. Is to get the most comfortable gaming chair, but it doesn't look out of place in an office. You know what I mean? They had the one I sat was pure black leather, with some really nice stitching, some of the best stitching I've seen. Because some of the chair stitching that you see is like bloody hell. And I work with seats. You keep forgetting. I work with seats. I produce seat stickers on one of the world's most luxurious frigging SUVs by Bentley Motors. So it's my elements. I work with leather. I work with memory foam. I'm getting bloody hell. It's coming like almost 2 years I've been there. So it's been a learning curve. So when to see that sort of craftsmanship on a gaming chair, wow. So kudos and Noble. So and there you go. That's my.
I'm just looking at some of the Icon series.
Right.
They did look pretty damn smart.
No, expensive though. But if
I haven't
you
looked at the prices yet, but
be prepared.
No, but they've sort of got rid of this like the holes at the top.
Yeah, just minimum branding, and it's classy. It's classy.
Lovely stitching going on there.
Beautiful stitching, mate. Beautiful, mate. Cross stitched as well, which is
black and red leather. I bet that looks amazing.
Yeah. But they had about 6 or 7 different chairs in there while I was waiting to get some stuff.
The Icon series is only, I think they've got one here for £329, which is not that bad considering I paid 213 for this one, and I paid probably about the same for the DX Racer.
But less than that. Right.
Probably a little bit less, maybe 180 or something. Yeah. So that's not bad considering. I mean, you pay for a little bit more quality and build, so that's not like. I mean, no-go area for me for spending money on a chair would be like over the £500 mark.
Oh, there is a limit Richard will not spend over. Oh, bloody hell! Excuse me. What about if you had some RGB lights?
It depends.
Well, what color it does?
It would depend on how they've embedded. I mean, it would be nice to have them say embedded in the insides of the armrests.
Right.
Maybe some clear. You could have like clear armrests with a nice cushion on the top.
Yeah.
But have underneath so that they could glow different colours. That would be pretty epic.
Oh, the.
I have an answer for everything.
Well, they seem to, but I would firstly say when it comes to gaming chairs, it's if you're playing long hours, it's definitely the worst of the investment. Don't have to go crazy on it, but you know, it's with trends. Trends change. You know, water cooling trends change. You know, I think.
Do you think being somebody that's been in like the computer trade for a while with regards to how you build and what you build, this whole RGB thing with all the
I'm not look, okay. Listen, you know me, right? You gave me a RGB. What was it? Corsair keyboard thing? Yeah.
There was a 65 RGB. You were like, no, I don't like this.
One, I had a keyboard to begin with, which unfortunately passed away, but hey ho. I didn't even use it. All right.
The G11.
I'm quite, you know, I'm quite analytical when it comes to computers. E.g., does it serve a purpose? Does it increase performance, or is it just for aesthetics?
Yes.
RGB it was okay when it started with the keyboard. It's okay for the mouse because it can help if you play during the dark because you want to concentrate and you're a competitive gamer. It can help. Then it started went to everything else. Went to speakers, went to monitors, went to gaming mouses, went to headphones, went to frigging graphics cards. Right, yeah. And now RAM and power supplies, and there's virtually nothing else that I can think of that they can go. They're already doing water. They virtually went to the water cooling. I thought, don't you start fucking with that. So you got RGB's water blocks for water cooling. You got RGB's water blocks for graphics cards. You've got RGB lighting, which we already have and we used for years in cases, but now it's within the reservoirs. It's just becoming a bit. You got RGB fittings. Thermaltake has done the first ever RGB. I'll put it up so because
I bet they look amazing.
No, because it's stupid.
Oh no! On the fittings, that would be amazing.
RGB. Thermaltake, right? And I blame Thermaltake for
the ring fans.
Some of this because you know, on the fans, yes, if you don't want to add a lighting kit, it's a cheap way of doing it. You get some fans with some LED done. Now the cost that's what pisses me off. So let me just put this up so people can see it. Because believe it or not,
I think I paid. It's like my HD 120 fans, my Corsair ones that I put in this one with the controller. They were slightly on sale, but they're not really on sale.
So there we are. Go on. Sorry.
65 quid. I paid for 3 HD 120 fans with a controller.
Jesus Christ!
And that's what I put into the Tatanator.
Yes. So
and that's amazing.
I know you can't see this, but virtually, it's virtually the price is for 6 fittings. There's got RGBs, comes with a controller, and virtually what it is, it will shine whatever coloured light on the actual tube with a fluid, right?
That's cool.
Wait, 70 quid.
It's cool.
70 quid for 6 fittings.
That's cool.
Right. Consider this.
It's cool.
If you build a water cooling unit,
you get
some UV transparent fluid and get some UV lighting like I have on my boy's PC over here, right? Guess how much that costs?
Knowing you...
No, new. Buy it anywhere.
I don't know.
UV light is £6. A little strip.
Okay.
And depending, a litre to 2 litres of liquid is under a tenner. So for 15, 16 quid, you have...
Yeah, the people that will be buying those will be like... they've got like...
Dickheads.
I don't know, Quad
I'm sorry.
Sly, Titan
Dickheads.
XP.
No. This is the thing.
know-
This is the thing that I have against RGB, especially on fans, because I use fans. I test fans for their pressure and noise ratio when it comes to water cooling.
I'm just
RGB.
talking to my missus, and my missus has just went, "We need those in our life." Those fittings.
You are a bad influence on your missus. You know, if your missus is watching, he's a bad influence on you. Don't listen to him. He doesn't need these in the life because he doesn't have a water cooling setup, right?
Yeah, I know. I did contemplate moving it into a Corsair case, into a larger one, and then that would give me the ability to then cool the GTX Titan.
Right, let me put this back.
But this is not happening because I'm concentrating on getting myself in an automobile, which is a car in normal speak.
No, going back to the RGBs, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that you find a really good fan, quiet, it's got enough pressure to airflow into your case, right? And it costs a tenner. You find the same fan, and all it has is got frigging RGB lights. It's double the price, right? Double, just because it has lights. It doesn't do anything apart from looks. It doesn't help the airflow, but it costs double. Now, when you have a water cooling setup like one that I'm putting together, and it takes at least there's two 480 radiators, a 360, a 240, and you put a push-pull, okay, meaning that's fronts and back. So a 480 will have 8 fans, okay. Double that with 2 radiators. That's 16 fans, 16, 22. That's virtually 26 fans at 20 quid a pop. You do the maths and you tell me if that's value for money.
A 20 quid a pop.
Yeah.
20 fans.
But call it 20 fans if you want. It's not hard maths, mate.
No, I know, but my brain's dying, so I'm just like,
surely
20.
400
quid.
Yeah. Would you spend 400 quid on RGB fans?
If I had hardware that was going to be worth it, probably.
No, it's a radiator.
Oh, if it's a radiator, probably buy shitty fans for where I can't see.
No, it's virtually... No, you wouldn't. You would buy the frigging one that costs half the bloody price that does the same job. Just because it has lights. That's my point. That's my bloody point. But
but it's like, in my case, the Titanator originally had white Corsair, those fans I give you. It had those in it.
Quality fans, which by the way,
fans,
look,
which are very good, which are actually in that PC.
Look, can I change? Yeah, it's in there and does the job, and I've tuned them, and they're super quiet, and they're cracking little fans. Beautiful. My boy can play, right? Can play. Yeah, you need to tweak it. You need to know what you're doing on the BIOS to get the best out of it, so it's silent. And I'm pissed off I can't switch off the lights, but my boy wanted lights because he saw Richard.
Why don't you just rip out the LED that's in the top?
Yeah, but then if I want to sell it, then who's going to buy? Yeah. Anyway.
No, but like that's what was in this computer. Now it's only a basic tower.
Yeah.
I only paid 35 quid for the tower, Bitfinex Neos.
Yeah.
But like, I needed these fans in my life because they rev up to 1800 RPM.
Yeah.
Which is 300 more than the Noctua ones that go up to 1500. And
right, okay. You know, Noctua, they got fans that go up to 3000, by the way.
Yeah, but that's the black ones. I'm on about the NFF 12.
All right, okay.
But I was like higher rotation, and they've got RGBs in them. Watch the YouTube thing, and I'm not joking. I pulled these things out of the box that they came, and I was genuinely shocked at how good the build quality of these things is.
Well,
they are
for the price that you pay them for the price that you paid, I would expect the quality to be spot on.
Yeah.
I would expect it to be silver plated. But just to give you an idea, okay, you probably know this company because you had a case by them, NZXT. Yeah, and there you go. So they brought the RGB. I don't know if you can see it. They brought the RGB series triple pack, and that's 70 quid. Now here's the kicker. Right.
There we go. It's all going up. That's
2 fans with a Hue controller, 75 quid. If you want to buy this, here we go. A single RGB fan, 28.99. One.
You see, that's a lot of money for one fan.
One.
But I bought the Corsair's equivalent and got 3 of them with a controller for 65 quid. I wouldn't even go near the Thermaltake, the NZXT one.
Yeah, even the Thermaltake is even dearer. Thermaltake Ring 12s as a triple pack, so 3 fans with a controller, 80 quid. And I'm thinking, it's absolutely mental.
But they're just ring fans. They don't even look that good.
Well, apparently that's what people like these days, but not for me. Anyway, enough about fans. What else can we talk about?
I prefer to have the HD 120s that actually give the colour across the fan, rather than just a pissy little light, which is really lazy to install.
Yeah. I today, so I can hear an echo, so you're watching something.
Oh.
Yeah, mute it. Because I can hear myself. So they'll have negative feedback.
I think it might be you, because mine's been muted for ages. Is it you? Might be you.
No, I'm mute.
Get rid of everything, but I can
today, did you see the trailer for Far Cry 5?
No, I clicked on the link and then I got preoccupied doing something else. That's my life today. So I did come across it though, and I think I watched like a few seconds of it. It looks very good. Yeah. I need to properly watch it.
Yeah, I love the Far Cry series. I was a bit disappointed with Primal because of the campaign. Far best Far Cry is number 3. 4 was okay. I like the direction this is going. I mean, you have to wait a long time, February 2018, before it gets released. But it's an open world, but here's the clincher. Based on the decisions and actions that you do, it will affect the actual frigging game. Which, the dynamics of that, if they get it right...
That's quite a complicated thing to code.
No, think about it. So let's say you... think of all the open games that let's say, oh yeah, it's diverse, so your decisions matter, and it comes to the same fucking ending. Well, on this, if they do it justice like they've done the previous games, meaning that if you support the bad guys, you know, consequences dynamically will happen while you're actually playing. You don't have to wait till the end to find out, oh, if I do this at the beginning of the game, what's going to be the outcome? It dynamically changes. The setting is brilliant. I think the setting is brilliant because I saw a little clip and I thought, oh, they're going like Western style because of Red Dead Redemption 2, you know, big expectations on that game. But the setting itself looks smart. At least we've got frigging, you know, we're on the modern times. We're not back in primeval. But yeah, very excited about our game. Is there any games that came out recently that on the PC which excite you, sir?
That excite me?
Yeah. So looking back,
I quite like the Titanfall, the 2 that came out. I love that game, and the
Titanfall 2.
No, what is it? 3, 2, the latest one.
4.
Brain.
4. The one that's been patched up. And
4. Yes. Brain. Hello, Brain.
Oh god.
Titanfall 4. Yeah.
Titanfall 4. No, that's Fallout 4. Titanfall 2, you mean?
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, right, sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said Fallout 4. Okay.
Confusing the shit out of me now.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good game.
No, but you jump across walls.
No, I mean,
else
but that didn't come out this year. I mean, this year now. Games
now?
are coming, yeah. Sniper Elite 4 that came out in February. That was
Sniper Elite, I loved that Mass Effect. Mass
Yeah.
Effect is cool.
I haven't touched it because they fucked it. They fucked it.
How? I've experienced absolutely zero problems with it.
Yeah, you haven't. See, I've played every single Mass Effect, right? And the first time I saw the real gameplay, I thought, what the hell have they done to the best aspect of the game is the storytelling and the actual animation, because it's fucking all fucked up. Oh, it was all this. So I'm not touching it. I wait, give it 6 months, let them sort it all out. I might jump on it.
Fine.
It's fine. Yeah, maybe. What's fine for you? What's fine for you and acceptable for you? Because have you played any other Mass Effects apart from this one?
No.
Exactly. So my point. What about
no, but like when I play a game, I just like go, oh, it's the latest thing, right? Download it. I don't even know if I'm going to like it or not. I'll just download it and then play it a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I quite like this. It's like Grand Theft Auto is a grand example. Now, years ago, back in the day, you know, when the world was grey and no one lived in the mobile phone, you know, and you could play the closest thing you got to a game was what was it? Submarine on the Sky, where you used to press a button and the cross. But
help! Oh Jesus!
No, but like all them years ago, Grand Theft Auto 2D, most amazing game ever. I can't stand the new game. I just don't get it. Why it needs to be like it is. I'll quite happily drive around running people over without any aim in the world of completing anything, and it's great. But that's basically what I do. But I don't look at achieving.
So what you say to your missus to say, right? I had a bit of a bad day. I'm just going for a drive, love. All right, I'll see you in about half an hour. So jump on GTA 5, just knock a couple of pedestrians over, and you feel better about yourself.
She does the same thing. She doesn't know what the game is. Right. She'll just drive around running people over and thinking it's great. And then she'll play Tomb Raider later. Okay. So it's just like Tomb Raider.
A couple of games that rose my eye for me anyway. Prey, which got nothing to do with the original Prey. That looks interesting.
Oh, that reminds me. Brain is kicking in. Oh. There is a game called The Surge.
Yes. Yes, it's like very similar to Dark Souls style, but on modern computer factory.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks surprisingly good. It depends how well it runs. Just look at a couple of lists, a couple player-unknown battlegrounds that came out back in early access in March. But there's one which you might be interested. It's a HD release from the Sega port from last generation, and the makers of Gears of War. They virtually remastered a game called Vanquish. Vanquish on a PC, released now. It's available on Steam at $14.95, which is a bargain because that game was class. So they've unlocked it on frame rate, resolution support, slow motion gunshot to the face, dodge hundreds of missiles, punch a giant robot in the face, defeat evil space Russians. It's one hell of a shooter, and that's just the description. So it's a cracking. I'll put it up. I'm just
sort of googling really badly.
Okay, let me just like zoom in, and then for people can see.
It would help if I use actual Google instead of AVG, wouldn't it? Right, it really would help.
There you go. So you'll be able to see it, hopefully. So I'll turn the sound off just simply because every time we play, have you noticed, every time we play any style of videos from YouTube or anything that's got audio, boom, copyright. You remember when we were talking about your Bose headphones, like podcasts ages ago? And we played the Linus Tech Tips in the background, showing him, reviewing it. I got copyrighted for that. So
really?
I virtually say there's copyright. I said, well, I've not monetized the video, so I'm not making any money out of this. I'm just sharing it. So they say, okay, that because you're not monetized, that's fine. So every time someone watches that on our video, Linus Tech Tips gets some money, which is fine by me. But yeah, it's remastered. For those that don't know, cracking game. And if you got a PC, this will be stunning. It's a great shooter, and it's virtually kick-ass. The sort of game that I think you like, Rich. I think.
I'm just watching YouTubes of it now. It looks freaking awesome.
Yeah. But this is the remastered version, anyway. So yeah, available as from today, yesterday, at Steam for $14.95, which is a bargain. 25th of May. There you go. So it looks very good, very good.
There's a bloke doing a speed run.
Yeah.
Speed run's done in like 7 minutes 54.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, there is a couple of games that come out today, and if you're a Friday the 13th fan, there is a game called Friday the 13th The Game, where it's multiplayer, and you get to play Jason, and 7 of your friends play the other teachers, and your mission as Jason is to kill them, and their mission is to avoid them. And it's gruesome. There's some of the kill finishing moves that Jason does is proper in your face. So if you like your horror, but of course the big news is Red Dead Redemption 2. That's due to come out this year. And I'll put it up.
You're quite excited about that, aren't you? It's like
yes, because one of the best console. It goes to show one of the best console. Red Dead Redemption is one of the best Western games ever, pretty much, and it's never made to PC. But so the original Red Dead Redemption never made to PC, and they are virtually looking multiplayer as well on this. Ooh. Something like GTA Online, but people running you over with trains instead of cars.
Oh, sweet!
So I'll whack it on, and oh God, sound off, so we don't get copyrighted. There you go. So, I think it's a bit of a trailer for about a minute. So if it gives anything. How it looks on the first game, it's stunning. I can't wait to see the minimum specs requirements to run this game on a PC, because this looks beefy, shall I say?
GTX 660 Ti.
Really, yeah. But yeah, that looks really the campaign. That's what I'm looking forward. I like a good campaign, and. If you like a good story, this looks like it's going to be it. Graphics look stunning, but again, this is not gameplay. It's probably rendered 4K. It's like pretty much every single trailer for a game these days. If it doesn't say it's actual gameplay, so fall 2017, it says pre-order. Don't bloody pre-order, for Christ's sake. These days, I think people have learned a lesson not to pre-order because they got absolutely screwed. Yeah, there's a couple other games, but Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, and of course the biggest one, of course, is Destiny 2 on PC.
Oh, bloody hell. I literally am sick and tired of hearing about that crap.
Bungie's MMO shooter is making his grand debut on PC this fall, with a sequel, which Destiny Faithful already head over heels for. It's out on September the 8th on the consoles, but we don't know when it'll hit the PC just yet.
It's a game that literally annoys the shit out of me, because it needs to stay on the console, because the people that play it are console sort of like in that little zone, weirdness, and it's like, it's not.
Well, you've got a first-hand experience on this, because you've got a friend that virtually...
I have a friend that literally plays this thing through every hour of his spare time, all the time. I do, and it has done since it came out, by the way. so I have quite a complete spectrum of how it like affects somebody. I do not understand it because it's literally the same shit in some different fucking universe, some DLC on something or other. Oh my god, I'm shooting something. There's no real aiming involved. It's just a shooting. They've got like this much area to attack the monster, and it's like, oh, we'll go fly a ship. Oh, fly a ship. Oh, I've got to go collect this thing and collect this thing, and oh my god, it's only available for this day only, and then it's gone. That shite needs to do one, and it's like why?
I don't know because I have never played it. So
oh no, but literally it would drive you insane. It's like Overwatch but shit. You know, it's just
hey, okay. There's certain games I won't touch. You know that Warcraft, GTA. And Overwatch is one of those because I know I'll be addicted. Simple as. Your friend has the same addiction to Destiny. Yeah.
I have told him on countless occasions because it's now getting to the point where he's got that many games. He's only got a 500 gig hard drive. This is another con with the console. You can't just simply take out the hard drive and put a new one in without having to piss about with. Download this software, blah, blah, blah. Well, at which point, a console human being hasn't got the concept of what's going on. They go, oh my god, it's broken!
Again, I would like to just make everybody aware that is not my opinion. That's the opinion of Richard. I am neutral like Switzerland. I have to keep doing these things. I'm going to get battered with messages saying, you know... You don't realise console gamers can be quite vicious on messages.
Well, I know about how to ignore them because I own a Titan X Pascal and they can just laugh at me. But it's just... No, but literally, like... It's the most irritating game because of the addiction that it creates.
Yeah.
And a game that does not...
I've been...
a good freaking game that you want on a computer.
I think there's everybody that's been addicted to a certain game. Mine was Warcraft when it came out. And GTA, and there's quite a few others, and I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Yes, but even you have said to me that you now realise how much time you wasted.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Just because I now build PCs for people that can do that. And I enjoy the building aspect of creating something from nothing that can deliver a gaming experience that suppresses pretty much anything that's out there in terms of console or pre-built PCs. And that's due to water cooling. That's my passion. So, yeah, good point. Right, my friend, I don't know about you, but we've been rambling on for the last hour and a half, and we hardly covered anything. But it's been nice. It's been nice. You still, I've noticed. As you know, I officially closed folding, hence why I'm stripping all the parts. But you are still knocking out some numbers, sir. What are you folding on?
My 980 Ti is doing. I sort of stop it like maybe in the day because it's been bloody hot.
Right.
And I have no way of controlling the airflow like my window. Right.
No, that's a gum.
I have tried acquiring the peat to go and open the window, but the peat is broken, so the window is just on a latch.
Right. Okay.
But my fans are on full blast on the because I rigged it up with the CPU fan like a dick. I didn't do anything about it, so it's all on 1500 RPM.
Yeah.
The CPU hovers around like 48, 55 kind of area, which is sod all. And then the 980 Ti is the hybrid one, so sort of even like in hot weather, it goes up to like 65 degrees, which is still sod all.
Yeah, well, for people that are watching this and don't actually realise what the hell are we talking about, did you realise that our little venture for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, I could call it 4 months, we actually reach our second highest amount for the month when we had our first experiment, and we actually reached our peak was around 82 million in a month, and with only 6 cards, I like to say, 4 from my side, 2 from you, and you weren't like 24/7. We actually reached, for the month of May, 74 million. Over 1,000 work units we actually done. And your
75, don't belittle it, it's 75 million.
Oh, I haven't updated, sorry, because I had the page. So, yeah, our PPD will be dropping, so that's why you see a big doof dip.
It's gone.
Yeah, because I virtually could not afford.
It's disappeared.
No, I just can't afford the. I mean, I've been at it for like 4 months, solid,
I know,
non-stop.
it's been crazy.
With 4 GTX 1080s, that was pulling in a phenomenal amount. I mean, we can tell here that we were doing like 2.5, what was it, 2.4, then you had your XP come in and you boosted that up to 3.5 million, and we were doing near 50 work units per day. That was like incredible. But like I said, I committed for 4 months. I completed that, and we'll save a bit more money, and we will carry on again for another 4 months. But I need to raise funds, and I'm already on a process of building. You know, I've got a frame at least and a power supply, but that will have to wait. But well done, Mr. Richard, for your contribution. And very much appreciated for folding it home.
We're topping up the electric in the next few days at this house, so I will be folding.
Don't fold at the detriment of costs. Only do it if you can. If you can't, there's no harm. Okay, you contributed a lot, and very much appreciated. And that
no, it's just I can in retrospect, this thing produces. The same amount that thing, the 980L will do in a day, running
24/7. GTX 1080s. That thing actually produces more than 2 full-blown custom 1080s together, 24 hours a day, which is ridiculous. And the power consumption is only 250 watts. And it's phenomenal.
I don't trust it really to run on this reference cooler for that 24/7. I don't trust it.
That's why.
I obviously see like whole fire and hellfire going on if I leave it on that long. But I have to run the fans at like 75, 85 percent. It's not loud, but it's. No. I wouldn't want it in my life.
Well, the good news is, you know, we were on the top 30 4 months ago, and we've climbed up.
21st now.
21st. We were virtually just outside the top 20 producers. No, we were on the top 5 producers this month, and we were just shy of 56 million to get in the top 20. Which, according to this, would take 4.3 weeks now. It was 2.2 weeks, but that's not important. I had a specific target I was aiming for, was to get past the 400 million points and 18,000 work units, and that was my overall target, and we smashed it. 18,303 work units, and we
just need to defeat Dave.
Dave Goodchild. So in essence,
Dave is currently folding.
The folding target will be the $500 million. The $500 million mark. That's the next milestone.
Well, there's like 56 million to go to overtake him.
Because once you get to top 20, the next step will take another 34 million, and then from that it's pretty close. Between 19 all the way to 15, because they are not producing. There's only a few people. They're not producing big numbers. Some people actually stopped. They haven't produced anything because they've been so on the top 20. So that between, like, there's 4 places on the 574, 571, 569 and 553. So within 20 million points, there's 4 places right there. Now, the big jump, of course, is from 15th to 10th. That's huge. Because Unicorn, he's producing around 10...
Unicorn, I love that. Unicorn.
Yeah, Unicorn is... it's basically, there's 5 people on this team that produces, and he's one of them. He's consistently been producing over 3 million. Then you got that Lord Soft at 2 million. You got PC Rich, which is 3.7. Neilio, who's been, God knows, here forever, at 3 million. I've got Doc Jones, 6.6 million. So yeah. But anyway, enough of that. I think it's time to call it a night.
Yeah, I think it's time we...
So, are you going to be up north then for a while?
Yes, I'm going to be up north for a while. I'll still be touching base. I've got a few things I need to sort my life out with here, which I'm doing currently.
Yeah.
That includes paying for my hotel and shit for the concert in July.
Yay!
Which everything is fine and everything's getting sorted out. No, I've got everything written down and controlling it, so it's like brilliant.
Good. So make sure you behave yourself, sir. And
I will. If anything happens your end, just let me know. And you know, if you sprout more grey hair or get wrinkles up here, or that doesn't count. That is.
Yeah, I've got a halo, mate. I've got a halo going around, and I got a halo going around. And, yeah. Not a problem, mate.
Mine when I have mine.
Yeah. So we will end the stream, and I'll catch you up at just a little bit. So thank you very much for those that have been watching. Next week, and hopefully we'll have AJ back. Don't know, but I'll catch up with him.
Has my sound been okay?
Well, from my side, it has, but it's only when I play it back, and then we'll find out. Because the sound was fine when I heard it, but when I played it back, mine was really mute. But I found out the cause because for whatever reason, Windows update that I had on Windows 8.
Another on about computers.
No, it's
bloody Windows update.
Yeah, I blocked it and I checked my microphone, but I think my Windows default microphone volume slider was down to around 55%. That's why I was a bit. Hello.
Right, I think we've got to crack on now. And
I'm gonna. So thanks very much and goodbye.